was perfect. Let's see you.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching.
We have the Thunder as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Take a look at the Kings. These guys facing good ball clubs and will continue to over the upcoming stretch of games. Even more critical to notch a win in this one.
And it's going to be a tough stretch of games here coming up. I know they're excited for it, and it's going to serve as a real benchmark for this group to find out exactly where they are in this league.
Right around this time of the year, some teams spending long stretches on the road. Chris, that's difficult. It's got to be tough, I would assume, for players to deal with that, teams to deal with that.
It does get tough. Long road trips, travel, you're staying home from your family, you haven't seen your family and your friends. But I tell you what it does as a team. Coaches love it because it builds camaraderie, it builds chemistry. Now you have time to go to the movies and hang out with guys on your team at a restaurant or just hanging out. And what does that do? It brings you a little bit closer together because now you're building a relationship that's not based on basketball. These long road trips allow you to be together, to get to understand and know each other in ways maybe you haven't before. And believe me, there's been many times on the court I've joked with the guy on my team about something that had nothing to do with the game, and it brought us to even play harder because we had an inside joke about something else. Who wouldn't want to play with their friends, right? Who wouldn't want their friends to challenge them? And that's the type of relationships you build on these long road trips.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's Adams in at the center position. Now here's Hield. He had 25 points last game. Shot clock at 6. Westbrook pulls it in.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
Here's Grant, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here's Barnes. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And it's Westbrook missing. Hield outside. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. The Kings need to get off a shot here. A three-pointer is right on target. Barnes has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Under trailing by 3. Even as the team rebuilds, business booming for the Kings. Chris, ticket sales, sponsorship, you name it.
Well, the fans are doing their part to make this team a winner. You can bet that.
Now here's Westbrook. Last time out he had 44 points. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Fox with it. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. Stolen by George. Adams, the pass to Ferguson. A second chance effort, and there's the nice layup by Adams. Adams has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Now here's Barnes. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. That one off the back iron and out.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Bagley, he's checked in for Bielitsa. And it's Bogdanovich in for Heel. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Westbrook scanning the floor. Adams trying to free himself up. Westbrook, no good.
Got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
Passes it to Cauley-Stein. He kicks it to Fox. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen by Grant. On the wing, Jordan. He's coming off a 28-point game against New Orleans.
Don't forget his rebounding work, too. They couldn't contain him on the glass.
Oklahoma City shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Two shots.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And both free throws good for Paul George.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Bagley dishes to Fox. Feeds it to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, this is what smart point guards do. Fox is adept at realizing the defense's mistakes and exploiting them.
Westbrook against Fox. The shot's good from Westbrook.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets 1 to go.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Barnes against George. Knocked away. And Grant with the clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Bogdanovich kicks to Fox. Off the left rim and out.
Defensively, they could have done better. That's an open look he'd like to have back.
Westbrook against Fox. Outside for George. Over Barnes. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Oklahoma City out in front. They're up by 4. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Russell Westbrook is surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Sacramento, Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bagley and Giles, both former Blue Devils, are the 4 and the 5. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the Kings signed some quality vets last season, but when the losses piled up, they decided to go young. Now, the focus is on development. The veterans still have a role providing steadying presence on the court and in the locker room. Kevin?
David, it certainly is a balancing act. Thanks for that report. George, that's a 2-pointer, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 4th assist in this one. The Kings trail by 8. Here's Fox, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Fox has got his 2nd basket of the night. Thunder have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. The Kings have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Fox against Westbrook. Fox passes to Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bagley kicks to Fox. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ferguson misses. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. To the inside, Barnes. His shot is good, scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries, shooting 50%. Chris, there are a lot of players offensively in this league who do certain things, just the nuances that create contact and draw fouls and get themselves to the line, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. When I think of fouls, I think of James Harden. If I was a big man in the league today, I would have nightmares about this guy because he gets to the free throw line almost 10 times a game. His Euro step, his way to put his elbow up, he baits you to reach in, and then there's the presence of mind to be so quick that once you put your hand in the cookie jar, it's like your little brother telling you, "Ma," and you get in trouble. And that's what he does. He makes sure that the ref sees you getting that contact, you getting the foul. And how about DeMar DeRozan, what he does and being so strong attacking the hole, and DeMarcus Cousins inside using his big body in the post. Those come to mind the quickest, using their skill set to draw fouls on other players, because there's an art to it.
Now here's Adams, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Adams has got the lead up to 8 now for Oklahoma City. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Timeout is called, first of the game for Sacramento. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
And really just a bad loss. No other way to put it. I mean, they maybe overlooked some of the bench players because those reserves got loose offensively.
Some changes here for the Kings. Billy Cauley-Stein comes in for Harry Giles. And it's Buddy Hield in for Barnes. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Hield with the bucket.
Looking more active inside Hield. It's important that he keeps looking to score close to the bucket.
Schroeder kicks to Adams. Pass to George. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Fox with the steal. Hield outside. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Bielitsa, he checks in for Bagley.
De'Aaron Fox, another hyper-athletic point guard out of Kentucky. Great size at 6'4". He can impact the game at both ends.
Tough D in the paint. Get between him and the bucket and stopping the easy.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Shoots from 12, and he nails the jumper. Fox has got 6. And De'Aaron Fox made his mark at Kentucky with his terrific on-ball defense. He puts a lot of pressure on.
I mean, he picks up 94 feet, and that's really how you set the bar for your team, with how hard you compete at the defensive end.
Here's Fox. Paul George making his last shot. Fox passes to Hield. Thunder with the rebound. Here's Ferguson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Here's Schroeder. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Hield the pass to Fox. George with the defensive effort.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
It could go. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. We're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Dave Yeager. Coach, what is going to be the focus offensively going into the second half?
Well, we try to go inside. You know, that's our strength anyways. And for us, you know, our bread is buttered inside, so we try to play high-low. And then if the threes come out of that, great, but we want to try to get everything to the rim.
Coach, it all starts with that entry pass to the big, and then everybody plays off of him. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Please, a hand at home. Clapping for yourselves. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. Checking out Oklahoma City. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
And over to Kenny now. Your take on the Kings.
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye.
A lot of action around, as always, the Capitol building tonight. We are in Sacramento, and we continue here on 2K Sports. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You look at Jeremy Grant, what a contribution.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven this far.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. The Thunder leading by 7. So for Oklahoma City right now, inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's George in at the small forward position. No good from Grant.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
Hield finds Barnes. Fox against Westbrook. Fox passes to Hield. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got 6 rebounds in the game. Inside. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by George. Westbrook's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Thunder. Here's Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
Driving with ferocity. I mean, when Fox puts it on the deck, he's fantastic at finding ways to finish.
Here's Westbrook. Yep, that one goes. Westbrook's got the lead up to 9 now for the Thunder.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams, and Diallo subbed in for Terrence Ferguson. And Sacramento has possession. It's Bielitsa. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Bielitsa's got his first basket of the night. It's Westbrook with the drive, and De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Here's George, and he banks in the layup. George has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
On the wing, Barnes, defended by George, and it's good for 2. That's 10 points for Harrison Barnes.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
Here's Westbrook. Let's go. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Westbrook against Fox, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Sacramento making some changes. Giles checked in for Cauley Stein. Bagley comes in for Bielitsa. And Alec Burks subbed in for Buddy Hield. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's an 11-point Thunder lead.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days. Chris, how much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than a non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, if former teammates, they have a little more inside information. And you know why it matters? Because every day after practice, you know, the first thing guys do after they get their water, they play one-on-one. So you understand guys' tendencies, you learn how they get into a rhythm. We're all creatures of habit. Let's remember what Kevin Durant did. Remember how he came down on the same end of the floor in the finals and hit the same tough shot over the extended hand that he did? Well, if you notice, he did that on his crossover, that right-to-left setup. And so if you know him, you may know that he's going to do that. And also, you may know that he has a counter just in case. It allows you to keep your hand out the cookie jar, not to gamble. It gives you an educated guess on maybe what some of the greatest offensive players in the world are going to go to next to get that bucket. Any piece of information matters. And yeah, you've been practicing against them. That's a good thing.
And Sacramento has possession. The Thunder making the shot. Burks' shot is good.
Yeah, not a perfectly set screen there, but got him just enough room to get that shot off.
Westbrook against Fox. From the baseline. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Kings trail by 9. Here's Burks. Here's Giles. And stolen by Noel. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. For 3, Westbrook. That shot misses. Now Sacramento takes it the other way.
And look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
Here's Diallo. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Here's Barnes. Sacramento again missing. Oklahoma City leading by 9. And here's George. On the wing, George. And he's good on the 3 ball. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
And first time of the game called for Oklahoma City. And you talk about that quick twitch athletes have. De'Aaron Fox is a blur in the lane. Chris, definitely an attack guard.
Oh, yeah, and it's not just his quickness, Kevin. I mean, it's his mentality, his aggressiveness. He's very competitive. He wants to impose his will on the game, and I love that.
He's checked in for Sacramento. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Markieff Morris is checked in for Noel. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Burton's checked in for George. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Diallo. And that one's good. Westbrook.
He's giving them a nice lift this quarter. The shots are falling.
The Kings trail by 12. Fox kicks to Burks. From the arc. Here's Bagley. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And how about the persistence on the backboard? Love how hard Bagley works on the offensive glass. Wants to outwork everybody.
Now, here is Morris. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Westbrook, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's a combination of urgency and efficiency. Let's see how they execute.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Here's Fox, following the score by Oklahoma City. Clock at 6. Burks on the wing. A 3. Doesn't go that time. And so it's Oklahoma City going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We come back right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Fox is at the point with Hield next to him at the 2. Bialica is out there with Bogdanovic. And it's Cauley Stein in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Fox, no good. Oklahoma City leading by 10. Shooter passes to Ferguson. It's hauled in by the Kings. Bogdanovich has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Bogdan Bogdanovich, Greg, a highly decorated player internationally. Multiple silver medals with the Serbian national team, a EuroLeague champion back in 2017.
I mean, he's a talented player, very skilled, and at 6'6" can play either guard spot. Great shooter. I think he's one to watch.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
Bogdan Bogdanovich, a great understanding of how to play the game of basketball. That IQ, that confidence, very valuable to this young Sacramento team.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. Good on both. And Bogdan Bogdanovich, well-liked in the locker room.
A great teammate, and he's one at the highest levels in Europe. Look, he brings a leadership and an understanding of what it takes.
And certainly, they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Fox kicks to Cauley Stein. Here's Hield. Lays it up and banks it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Thunder leading by 9. Right wing. Burton, no good.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Bounce pass, Bogdanovich. Fox passes to Cauley Stein. That one drops for him.
And it's important for Cauley Stein's confidence that he gets these interior shots to fall. The more he sees the ball go in, the more assured he will feel down inside.
Now here's Adams. Over to the wing. Here's Burton. Sacramento grabs the miss.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go in the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really had the same effect.
Now here's Patterson. Following the missed shot by De'Aaron Fox. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Patterson passes to Burton. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, because you're spread out. It can be difficult to contest these shots, but not for him.
Cauley Stein's shot is good.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Well, yeah, you want to save your best for last. The guys on these teams know that.
Here's Adams, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Willie Cauley Stein. That free throw missing. Sacramento making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. And he's good on the second. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Hield kicks to Bielitsa. Here's Barnes. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one on George. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Shoots over Fox. Westbrook can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Kings. They're on a 9-1 run. Here's Barnes, and it's sent back by George. Adams finds George. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
He logs his first 3 of the second half after nearly 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
The pass to Ferguson. Back to Westbrook. Looking to get back on track here. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And Russell Westbrook drops them both. The Kings trail by 4. Pass to Barnes, over George, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Thunder have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Fox kicks to Barnes. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Excellent D there from George. Ferguson, the pass to Westbrook. Here's Ferguson. To Westbrook, and Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. Outside, George kicks it to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Westbrook from the arc. They get it again. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Harrison Barnes picks one up. No good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. No luck that time either. The Kings trail by 7. Here's Bogdanovic. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got his 7th assist here tonight.
And the guts Bogdanovic has to take this shot. Wow. You can tell he loves the spot.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
Ferguson kicks to Grant. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And now a 9-point Oklahoma City lead.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're behind by 9. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Stolen. Fox with the steal.
What sticks out about Fox is his speed. He's one of the fastest guys in the game at both ends of the floor.
De'Aaron Fox. 2 shots. Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 8. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
They're looking to get the most out of every possession. Frustrated to miss even one free throw right now.
Baseline J on the way. That one wide left. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. 8-point game.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
Yeah, Greg. I mean, the work he's putting in has been outstanding. He's handling the rebounding duties all by himself.
Now here's Westbrook. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't care how good you are. It's tough to succeed in a hostile environment. They're doing it in style.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They trail by 10. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
All you can do at this point is focus. Dial in on each moment. Do your best. You can't get consumed over the score.
7 seconds left in the fourth. Bogdanovich, no luck. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Paul, obviously your team is built on defense. It seems like that's a big part of this team's identity.
I mean, we take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is, locking down when it counts. And we stayed together and pulled this one out.
Great team effort tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long, everyone.
Let's see you top that.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Houston Rockets. Looking at Houston, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. Tonight, we'll get to...
On the road, looking for a win against a Western Conference rival. The Houston Rockets are getting ready for this thing to get started. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, and a wonderful surprise for all of you tonight. We're sitting along courtside with legendary Kobe Bryant. Kobe, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of the team.
You're still a fan, aren't you, even though you're retired?
100%.
Taking a look at the Lakers, this is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
It's always fun at home, Kev. I mean, home sweet home is what I like to call it. But you know what? They've got a tough visitor in the house tonight. And just because they are at home doesn't mean a win is going to be automatic. They've got their work cut out for them against this opponent.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we know Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni was the architect of the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. But he says we should have been more aggressive. We kept asking, is it too many threes? Now, there's no such thing. Kevin?
Great stuff, DA. Thanks. And as the focal point offensively, reading the defense, so critical to have that split-second reaction and trying to figure out where their defense is going in such a short time frame. It's amazing.
Well, that's part of the magic trick because it's already figured out.
Yes.
Right, through film. So when I watch a game, I know what their coverages are. Right, so I know
you could figure out what, and because there's so many coverages. I mean, let's face it.
But they all kind of do the same thing, right? So when you watch the game, you if I'm preparing for the Bulls or preparing for whoever, I can look and see what their defensive packages are because they can't just throw something new in there, right? Because they've been doing this defense since training camp,
right?
So you're generally going to see the same rotations. So now I can put guys on the floor and set up the pieces to take advantage of that rotation.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Kenneth Faried is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Gordon in at the 3 slot. Now Harden. Rondo missing on the 3. Basket good.
Aggressive in deep. Once Harden gets to a spot he likes, he goes right to work.
Rondo kicks to Ingram. Pass to LeBron. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Gordon. The pass to Harden. Pulls up from the corner. Rebound the Lakers. Kobe, a lot of guys would keep written notebooks on team styles, individual players. Some do it mentally. What did you do?
I used to do that too at the start, and then I started kind of looking at the lineage of coaches. I started figuring out that most of them come from the same coaching pedigree. Therefore, the defensive packages are pretty much the same.
So you studied coaches.
Well, yeah, because the defensive schematics are all the same. Like if you look around now, how many Popovich disciples do you have?
A lot.
Right, so you're essentially playing against the same defensive strategy that you would see against a Popovich team. The same offensive philosophy that you would see from a Popovich team. Right, so it's all consistent. It's all there.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game. And he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Faried. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
That one goes in. Rondo's got his first points of the game.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Harden, that's good.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
And Kobe, one aspect that always stood out about your career and dedication was your work ethic. What motivated you to continue to work hard, even into your last year in the NBA when your body sometimes would say, no more work, right? No more work.
Yeah, I love the process. I love the process more than the actual game, because it's a puzzle. You have to figure out how things are going to work. Okay, my ankles won't loosen up. How do I get them to loosen up? Right? Contrast therapy, stretch, modalities, strength training. Right? So it's a constant
that would
puzzle.
take hours and hours and hours.
And hours. Yeah. Very tedious things, but it's like a quest. You're trying to figure out what's going to work. Right? It's the little challenges along the way that always kept me interested.
And the first one drops.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. I mean, with his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. There'll be a lot of guys, once they stop playing, their bodies change. Yet they still have the ailments. That's
generous.
But a lot of guys have ailments that linger on through their post-career. What kind of workout? We know you were just a workout fiend when you played, but what about now in retirement?
I work out hard.
Do you?
Yeah, it's become a challenge to say, because most players, when they retire, say, you know what, I just don't want to gain a boatload of weight, right? And so they just try to manage that. I don't want to manage something. I want to attack something. So I'm going to say, you know what?
Well, that's a surprise.
Yeah, revelation. And so I said, I'm going to train harder than I ever did because I want to look good. I want to be fit for my children. I want to be able to chase them around and be able to show up at some of these retirement ceremonies or some of these other things.
And looking like you did when you played.
Being in great shape.
Yeah.
So.
And Kobe, you're staying in shape even now. Isn't it sad sometimes to see how a lot of guys don't do that?
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because you have a purpose to train.
Yes.
Now you wake up, you're like, oh, what's my purpose for training? Like, what do I need to be doing this for? No, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And all of a sudden, those handles start creeping from the back to the front. And you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's today.
My clothes don't fit.
Yeah.
My clothes don't fit.
Tomorrow should have been yesterday.
And Kobe, you've made no apologies throughout your career about being a scorer, but how do you strike that balance between getting buckets and keeping your teammates involved?
Well, it's a thin line, especially for scorers, because when you're locked into that mentality, it's very easy. It's almost like a racehorse. You're racing with blinders on. You don't see anything else. You have one focus, right? And so it becomes a matter of trying to understand when to attack throughout the course of the game. For the first 3 quarters, maybe I'll lay back. Or maybe even it's just the first quarter, and then close out the first half strong. So you go into halftime with some momentum. But then at the end of the game, that's when you put the blinders back on and you really race for that finish line. And so everything in between just becomes a matter of setting up the pieces so that then you can close the game out the right way. So that's how I thought about it.
And I can sense by the way you describe this that you had to know your teammates' game as well as your own game.
Oh, yeah, you got to know how they're feeling going into the game.
Yeah.
Right? Does Pau Gasol have it tonight? How's LO feeling tonight? Right? You got to be able to measure those things. And if you feel like the team's going to get off to somewhat of a sluggish start, that's when you kick it into high gear immediately. Right? And so it's a bit of a guessing game, but it's more so being able to spend the time with your teammates and talk to them. And that'll help you gauge a little bit better.
And, really, Ingram is consistent in nailing these perimeter shots. You got to get a hand up, but he's going to bury it every time.
Now, here is Harden. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. Back to Fareed, and Fareed throws it down.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
Here's Ingram. He's coming off a 19-point game against Atlanta.
And the speed of Ingram is not easy to keep up with. I mean, just blowing by whoever dares to try to stop him.
Paul passes to Harden. Lets it go from 14. A second chance effort. The putback, and it's put back in by Fareed.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 9. James, no good. Gordon kicks to Paul. And here's Harden for 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists in the game. James with a deep 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. James Harden getting it done for Houston. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll return shortly. And the Rockets came close, but Chris Paul still convinced this team has what it takes to win a title.
I'm in the wrong business if I didn't think we could win a title. I think we still got a lot of ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but that's the fun thing about it right now, is to know that we're not there.
And his ability to stay positive, Greg, and stay at it, so admirable.
Yeah, and one of the best point guards of all time. You know he's hungry to break through and win a championship.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Houston.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. We've got Paul. P.J. Tucker is out there with Gordon. And it's Rivers. Then it's Nene in at the center, filling out the middle. Paul can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And that one's good. Ingram's got 11 points.
Gotta like seeing Ingram get going down underneath the rim. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
And Kobe, you think about that leadership role, challenging teammates, putting results above relationships. A lot of guys aren't comfortable with that scenario.
Yeah, most of those guys don't win, so that's that's fine. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
You know, if you're comfortable in the moments of being uncomfortable, that will get you ultimately to being comfortable in June.
The Lakers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. And the Rockets making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. They trail by 6. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
And with a pause here, how about the stats for Brandon Ingram? He's putting up about 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
And the first one at the line is good. Kobe, when you think of that rough and tumble style of the Pistons and the Knicks in the 80s versus this more wide open style, which style do you appreciate more, and which style was more difficult to play?
Well, personally, I always wanted to play in the 80s because of the defensive rules, the illegal defense rules, where you have to play man-to-man. You know, you can't come in and 2-9 in the paint. There's no zone defenses. You know, you have to go mano-a-mano. Right? If you're going to double team,
challenge.
Oh my gosh, come on now. You can't. People can't hide. Players can't hide. You know, it's a player out there that might not be a good defensive player or doesn't really want to play defense. He can hide. In the 80s, you can't do that.
No hide.
No, there's no hide. You're on an island.
Now here's Kuzma. Amon Shumpert unable to get his last shot to go.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Rivers with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. A nice shot by Tucker.
Tell you what, for a guy who's inconsistent from 3, Tucker's showing you he can be scary out there at times for a defense.
Now here's Ingram. Poked away. Stolen by Gordon. About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. He kicks to Tucker. Clock at 6. Gordon finds Tucker. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Kobe, you're so decorated in every way individually and as a teammate with the 5 championships. Of all the things, the all-star games, the all-defense, all the individual things you've accomplished, what is the one thing you might cherish? And you may have alluded to it with the championships, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but at the end of the day, is that the one thing above everything else that you covet?
No. You know, the fact that I can look in the mirror and honestly say I gave everything to the game.
And that was obvious.
That's the thing, right? You don't want to feel like you've left anything on the table. There's no stone left unturned. I gave everything to the game that I possibly could. That, to me, is the biggest accomplishment.
What a feeling.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the all-around game of Gordon. He's an underrated defender, but a dynamic scorer.
James checked in for Los Angeles. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Ingram. Fareed's checked in for the Rockets. James Harden comes in for Rivers. All free throws good from Eric Gordon. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. LeBron against Gordon. James kicks to Rondo. 6 to shoot. Back to James. Over Shumpert. And James with the basket on the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
Now, here is Harden. 12 points for him.
And you could see he knew exactly where that long rebound was coming off, able to get there quickly and snatch it up.
I think Caldwell-Pope has done a nice job developing into a legit deep ball threat.
And here's Harden following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Rondo with some nice D.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
I'd like to give a big thank you once again to Kobe Bryant for coming by, and feel free anytime to drop by and join our broadcast.
Thank you, man. It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me.
You know, Clark, thinking back on Kobe's legacy to the Lakers and how great of an impact he had in that team, very few players have that kind of relationship with a franchise.
And you know, Kevin, with free agency, it's getting more and more rare for a player to spend their entire career with one team as Kobe did with the Lakers. I have a special place in my heart for those kind of guys, a one franchise superstar. And not to begrudge guys for going elsewhere and playing for multiple teams, but it does certainly make it a little more special when you see guys the ilk of Kobe play with only one team.
And it's LeBron missing. Rockets trail by 5. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And he's now made 3 three-pointers here in the second, starting to get it going.
Shumpert against Rondo. Pass to LeBron. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 5th assist in this one. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Lakers lead by 4. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
James, big first half for you. What was the most important thing that got you going?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. You know, and they followed along. So, you know, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stops.
So far, so good. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. It is bedlam here. The hometown crowd loving that first half. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. What a start it was for Brandon Ingram. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out of defense. Coming out of the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Brandon Ingram has been sensational.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far.
You take a look at the Rockets' offense, and they've become lean and mean. Very few mid-range shots, no long twos. It's all threes and points in the paint. They keep their menu tight, and it works for them.
LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Ingram is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Now here's Gordon. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. The baseline J off the mark. You talked about the Rockets' focus offensively. It's all on Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, they're the main shot creators for that offense. Everybody else better be happy spotting up, setting picks and rolling, and scoring in transition. The Beard and CP are going to have the ball in their hands most of the time.
We know star power is critical, Clark, but when you look at the great bench players, what distinguishes them in your estimation?
A couple of things, Kevin, when you talk about outstanding role players. One is not only do they accept their role, they embrace it. They thrive in it. They really relish it. It could be impacting the game defensively or impacting it with energy and offensive rebound. Sometimes it's a designated scorer who comes off the bench to just inject offense. Lou Williams as a 6th man.
Sure.
Vinnie Johnson when he was with the Pistons. I mean, there are a number of guys. John Havlicek, his great Hall of Fame career was pretty much started as a 6th man. So a number, Kevin McHale and so forth. You can go down the list, but they impact the outcome with some aspect or aspects of their game, which is awesome to see.
And when engaged, Rondo is special. A triple-double threat who does a little bit of everything for his squad.
Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Gordon.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
Now here's Rondo. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Inside, and the dunk by Fareed.
Boy, remarkable athlete is Kenneth Fareed. You throw a pass anywhere near him, and he'll finish it off in style.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. LeBron against Harden. LeBron kicks to Ingram. 5 to shoot. And Kenneth Fareed pulls it down. Fareed's got his 5th rebound in this one. All against Rondo. Back to Harden. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Pulls it from the elbow. And off the left side of the rim. And it swirls in for him. Ingram's got 18 points.
Well, I tell you what, I like the clip he's shooting at. Extremely effective. If you're on defense now, you got to get the ball out of his hand.
And Tucker has it in the corner.